Hi, this is Curly, aka Matthew. I'm the executive producer for ShinyObjects videos, and I thought since it's unlikely we're going to have a chance to make any more anytime soon, that I would just go ahead and give some commentary on all of our videos in mostly chronological order, since truthfully I can't remember the exact order in which we made them. But I just thought that it'd be a good way to kind of wrap things up. So let's go ahead and get started on that. Alright, so here's our first video, Possessed Toaster. And as you can tell, it's pretty rough around the edges. My voice is really, really annoying at this point. I'm well aware of that. Puberty was not kind to me, because I'm just kind of, right here, my voice is about as low as I could get it, about as low and non-nasal as I could get it.
Now there's just 3 6s. 3 6s? Yeah.
I'm not particularly proud of this one, you know, it's definitely rough draft material. You know, the acting wasn't great, the material, the idea wasn't exactly stellar.
And whenever I tried to toast
this is not where I learned that I should not trust Daniel to do anything, but it is probably where I should have, because if you couldn't tell, we shot this very quickly. It was edited later that day, and Daniel had it on his camera, his video camera, and it then took him about 3 weeks before he finally published it. Although he did do the music composition, which is neat. My sister kind of pointed out afterwards, and she had kind of a good point, that we should have toasted the bread before we painted the pentagram on it. Also, she was kind of upset that we used the last piece of bread. Asmodeus, that's actually the demon of lust. Okay, and then in the background there you can hear the music from Mercury Meltdown Revolution. It's a Wii game. Like I said, this is really rough around the edges. We didn't know what we were doing. This came out in January 2009, or that's when we filmed it at least. So, you know, that's our first video.
I'll call you back. Alright, bye.
Okay, and then Nerd Fight, this is to date my least favorite video. It just really didn't turn out well. It was never a great concept to begin with. You know, it's been done before, and it's been done better. You know, the direction isn't good. And again, this one is another one it took Daniel a really long time to post for some reason. Oh yeah, Eric actually improvised that part. The acting wasn't good. There was. I'm honestly really kind of ashamed of this one, and it kind of sucks because it was the one that had the most views. Eventually, I just kind of took it down because I didn't want people seeing this. But for some reason, it had like twice as many views as our next most popular video. That was actually like the third time I had tried to miss, but Wes just kept taking the hits.
Oh yeah?
The dice took too long to roll. I mean, that part was a little funny. It might have been if we had better actors. And then there's Nathan and Eric just kind of hanging out in the corner. I actually didn't notice until just now that the washing machine was running.
I beg your mercy.
Okay, that works.
Yes. Okay, but that wasn't.
This wasn't a good one.
No, it wasn't.
View to the box. This is the only one for which I was not the principal writer. Daniel took this one, and I actually have never played any of the Metal Gear games. Daniel's a big fan. He suggested this video. I mean, the box is about the limit of what I know about the series. The one good thing I can say about it is that it actually is edited. It does look like an edited video. Oh yeah, I think that's supposed to be like Otakon or something. Like I said, I've never played the game, so I'm impersonating a character I have never heard. It's
mind is gonna know you're there.
My voice was really annoying. I didn't like my voice. I'm not, it's still not Jack Nicholson, but puberty was not kind to me in that respect.
All right, got it.
So there's Daniel and I playing multiple roles.
You got lucky, that's it.
We didn't have a microphone, so we just kind of stood behind the camera to record these. That shot was okay. It's not great, but it's an improvement.
We have a lot to cover today.
This one, I guess the biggest problem would be trusting Matthew Doss as an actor.
Tell us about these.
He originally had a bit role, but then two people, Wesley and Guido, dropped out of the shoot, so he had to kind of consolidate some roles at the last minute.
Exactly what
The thing I like about this is the costumes, because I have just like a huge Halloween box, and I love getting a chance to play around with that.
I mean, it is their job.
We should have gotten a better crystal ball.
It seems my magical crystal ball hadn't foreseen the increase.
I do like the idea of like crystal balls being computers. That still kind of makes me laugh. And then I was kind of going for like a Wes Anderson type shooting. This was actually what I turned in for my art of film project in high school.
I see we will be receiving new revenue from foreign markets. I see.
We actually shot this inside my church, and I had the code to get in. It's locked with a code, but I knew it because my mom was like a high-ranking person.
Sure, they may be but mom and pop stores now, but soon they may threaten our empire.
Back to trimming the fat.
Oh,
One thing we could do is
puberty.
stop serving free magic ether in the break room. Surprising amount of money on it.
Take not our ethos.
No, spare me.
Shaking our camera is our answer to special effects. We wanted to have special effects and like flashlights going everywhere, and it just kind of fell through. We forgot to shake the camera for that part. You can hear the camera clicking on the tripod. Oh, this one is to this day my favorite. An earnest discussion. I actually do really like this one because I get to be a huge nerd. I wrote this. Everything that you're hearing us discuss is legitimate film discussion. And what we did here, we just set up my one camera, pointed it at Daniel, and then filmed the whole thing, pointed at me, filmed the whole thing, and then stitched it together. And it works. This is probably our first video that I would call good. And I did enjoy shooting it. I enjoyed making this video. I still enjoy it to this day. It's my favorite one that we made.
Surprise! Happy birthday!
And then, this was supposed to be a much more ambitious project, ShinyObjects Videos was, and it was going to be like a running gag of people appearing in Daniel's house without his permission, but that never really coalesced. Or for that matter, well, kind of interestingly, I set out with this to be, very levity-centric, no real recurring character traits, and starting with kind of this video, moving on into fish sticks, and especially on the couch.
We must flip the fish sticks!
This is another. This is our second most popular video, if I recall correctly. Partially because Nathan,
What happens if the fish sticks are
who's-
not flipped? If the
who's
fish
in this, did like a dubstep remix
I don't want the
of
fish
it,
sticks to
and
be too crispy.
that ended up getting like twice as many views. If you're not getting the picture, ShinyObjects was never a particularly successful project.
Oh no. Oh no!
I don't know what's up in my face there.
Must flip the fish sticks so they don't get too crispy.
That's
When will we eat these fish sticks?
hold on, it's coming up in a minute.
7
It's
minutes after they have.
I don't really have a lot to say about this one. Oh, this was supposed to be auto-tuned instead of slow motion, but none of us had auto-tune at the time we made this. But here it is, the shot where, if anyone asks, I say my anger turned me invisible.
Crispy, they will not be good for eating.
Oh no. Oh no! All this yelling is making me British.
That's still one of my favorite lines from ShinyObjects altogether.
Don't worry, I will flip.
That wasn't in the script. Daniel has a tendency to improvise. That soda was just kind of there, and he decided, I'm gonna drink from it. That's gonna be our shot. A jump cut or a stop edit with the spatula. If you were wondering, that's the final boss theme from Final Fantasy IX that's playing. I recognize there are a lot of problems with this production altogether, but one of the things that I do like about it, one of the good things that I can consistently say is that we really don't stick to just one format. We play around a lot.
I hate Space Whale.
Space Whale, that was going to be another running gag.
Space Whale has to go.
But what I was saying earlier, there were actually some characters that started to coalesce. I was, the nut job. Daniel was the violent one. Guido was the butt monkey everyone hated. Oh yeah, this was a really fun thing to shoot. Just getting basically my entire game cabinet,
The wheelbarrow takes Mongolia.
dumping it all out at once. There were several times when he said, "Okay, we have to get together and actually figure out how to play this game."
Right.
Yes. Game sucks. You're even going on for like 20 minutes.
It wasn't until like a year later when I figured out how I should have edited that, because I just kept trimming it closer and closer on the shot where Daniel throws it. I should have been trimming it on the shot where the tower falls over. Daniel actually does have a spot in my house. He always sits on the middle cushion of the couch. Always. I hate to admit it, but this is the only one that still makes me laugh. I don't usually laugh at my own jokes. This one still makes me chuckle. They wouldn't stop talking. I just had to mute that shot.
But it's butt. You said butt twice.
I'm not proud of laughing, but it does make me laugh. So, another stop edit. I like those. I like surreality.
Hat time was like 5 minutes ago.
Hat time.
That was close.
I just happen to own like 30 hats.
3 Musketeers. Plus Guido. Plus Nathan.
It's funny because there were 4 Musketeers and the 3 Musketeers. I'm funny like that. I'm a riot.
With Mike.
we get to play around with more of my hats, making Guido into a Mexican wizard. Same hat from Magic Economy. This was a lot better conceptually. I'm not proud of the delivery of this particular segment. But oh yeah, this was supposed to turn out a lot better, but as it turns out, Daniel and Guido, the ones who are actually good at singing, thought that we were supposed to be doing intentionally bad singing, so it kind of turned out badly.
Yeah, this sucks. I hate this. Why do you keep on making us do this?
My mild ambivalence towards you has turned to hatred.
Shove. Then there's this. This is the only segment from On the Couch that I didn't write.
Hospital.
Just gun. This was written by Daniel and Guido. It took two of them to write that, which would probably explain why I'm the one that does most of the writing for this. Yeah, I kept trying to introduce like female cast members, and it never really worked. I mean, we have Aubrey now, who's she's the artist.
I invited him.
Daniel owned a gunblade, and he kind of wanted to show it off. The original idea was just for me to use one of my swords, because I collect swords, because swords are cool. But he had a gunblade. That's Danny Pestalacci, by the way. He was just he. Believe it or not, we actually had a fan. Danny was that fan, and you know we wanted to include in the video, so we did. That's what that was. Psychic powers. I'm actually really proud of this one. It turned out pretty well. This was edited by someone who is not me, because I'm really not a good editor. And Nathan at this point was he was enrolled in community college, and he's taking film classes, like on filming. So he kind of took the helm on directing this, even if the credits say otherwise. I didn't make the credits. That was. But the guy who edited this was named Zach Zombeck. He's a really good editor. He also made the neon sign intro. And I am a grammar Nazi in real life. Oh, the rim shot, that was also Zach's idea. I did like that contribution, but there was one more thing at the end I was supposed to do. He says, "All right, well, you know what?" And then I would say, "That's what she said," you know, before he could actually say it. But that cut that out. But I'm trying not to complain, because you know he is a great he is a great editor. He's made some films of his own, but I might include like a link to that. But I really like that, going from the dark, low-key lighting. Oh, and then Daniel here actually does get a chance to sing pretty well. We just stole the Singing Telegram song from Clue, the movie Clue. And then this dubstep thing was also Zach's idea. The original interestingly, this whole thing was shot at my house, just using different angles. So, you know, even though I was calling him, I was in the same house. I was like 20 feet away from him in the last shot. The original plan was to use Nathan's house for, you know, Nathan's house, but this one is kind of impressive in that it was shot after I left for college, which meant I was about 6,000 kilometers away from either Daniel or Nathan. The camera very deliberately in the shot there. But yeah, I did this for my college 8 film class I've taken. two film classes. I incorrectly believe that the college film class would cover more material than the high school film class, but I'm going to a very disappointing university in respects as of actually learning. But this one turned out pretty well, and like I said, we don't really like to stick to a single format. So, we go from, standard sketch material to mockumentary. Then I edited this one, and it actually turned out pretty well. Like I said, I'm not really an editor, but it turned out okay. But so this is sort of the last official ShinyObjects video. At least the last one that we finished, because I actually had a lot more ideas that we never really got a chance to shoot, and one that we actually did shoot and edited, and then we lost it in a computer error, including all of the footage, and we couldn't reshoot it, which was kind of a shame. It was like a panel discussion type thing. If you've seen The Onion, I think In the Know, it was kind of inspired by that. Oh, that burp there, that was also improvised. Daniel really does like to improvise, which is sometimes a good thing, but sometimes a bad thing, because Psychic Powers, which is like 3 minutes long, took about 8 hours to shoot because he was just, always goofing off in between shots. And it makes it fun, and that's kind of the positive end. The negative end being that it takes 8 hours to shoot a 3-minute video. So long, in fact, that we had a time crunch at the end because we had, we were running out of time because Daniel had to go home, and so this one was actually kind of produced on a rush because JB, I actually don't know him. He was a friend of Gerald's, who was one of my partners for the film class, but a lot of his part was improvised as well. Because, see, the original idea was for him to be talking really boringly, and then we would cut to a clown, and it would say, "Clown added to alleviate boredom," but as it turned out, he put so much passion into the performance that we didn't really want to do that. So it was kind of fun. I didn't see this until after it was finished, and I really enjoyed watching this the first time. I mean, I wrote it, and I enjoyed watching it, which kind of says a lot for his acting ability. And that's you'll notice the tweed jacket and sweater vest is the same thing I wear as the professor.
Prince Albert himself. Only it wasn't until later I realized that he was mugging me.
But yeah, we had a bunch of other ideas for videos. One of them was actually called Director's Commentary, where we record just ridiculous things that looks like a cohesive plot, and then we dub over it with really weird commentary. But like I said, this was produced on a rush. So after it was finished, I started having a bunch of ideas of ways I could have made it better. Like here, I was thinking we could have changed it to music added to cover up screaming, then play like "It's a Beautiful World" really loudly. I was proud of that joke. But oh yeah, and then the shot from Japan, which is actually the opening from Pretty Cure. I don't really watch that anime. I'm familiar with it, but.
For a first-person perspective, we went to Japan to speak to
And then this is our friend Sean Johnson, who speaks Japanese. And if you do speak Japanese, you'll find out that what he is saying is not what is subtitled. But I'm not going to ruin that surprise. Or I'm not going to ruin that surprise. And this came from an idea of just using increasingly ridiculous stock footage, so we ended up using, Nosferatu.
Then we got curious.
And here I can use my annoying voice to my advantage, playing the Snot-Low's little punk senator's aide. And then Nathan's contribution to this was shooting this because he has his own film project, so he shot this. And I really like the credits thing where it's just a flash at the end, not like a stream or anything, because it's a short video. It should have short credits. So this last video isn't really part of the official ShinyObjects canon, so to speak. I produced it for a project during my junior year of English. We were supposed to film a scene from The Great Gatsby, and we got the assignment, and I said, I want to make this a musical. So I knew Bree kind of had that's Brianna Sanduseki is her name. I knew she had kind of a history in singing, and Evan, who's been the lead in like every school musical play ever. And so, and then Chris is wearing jeans and my shirt. Zach also edited this one. You can hear a lot of wind in this shot. Brent, who's our cameraman for this, didn't have a fuzzy rat, and it was very windy, but then Zach went through. Like I said, he's a great editor. He edited out a lot of it, because you just couldn't hear it before, and I just find that really impressive. I wrote this song kind of... Basically, the train of thought was, I want to make this a musical. What would be a good scene? Dan Cody. And then I started writing... I had finished writing the lyrics by the time the class was over. And, like I said, Evan is actually a pretty good singer. And I am not. I've gotten a little better, but this was a little. But and then we were gonna write accompaniment for that, but none of us are really good enough at music to do that. And then the hat. I've got a lot of use of that hat. I've gotten a lot more use out of that top hat than you would expect someone in this day and age to get out of a top hat. And this was a really fun shoot, and that's a lot of why I included in this video. It's just something that I had a lot of fun shooting, because singing is always fun, even if you're bad at it. And Brent Spalding, he's a pretty impressive cameraman, because he was walking backwards while he was filming me, and there was like on the edge of a pool holding an expensive camera, and that's what you saw me glance at the camera there. I was just really worried that he was gonna like fall over.
Pleasure to meet you. I'm Dan Cody. I'm a copperman.
That I also just have a tendency to look at the camera. I'm not a fantastic actor, which is why, with the professor, I'm doing something where I'm supposed to look at the camera, or, this, recording my voice. And then the scenes were all kind of out of order. I had to fix that myself. But, I have to say that I think ShinyObjects was kind of a success, not in that any of the videos we produced were exactly stellar, but, I learned a lot, and it was a lot of fun to make.